Born of tears, raised in hope. It was a cold, silent night. The wind howled through the trees, and the village lay still under a blanket of mist. At the iron gate of a forgotten orphanage, someone left a bundle, small, fragile, and barely breathing. A newborn baby, wrapped in a torn piece of cloth, lay there with no note, no name, only a trembling cry that pierced the early dawn. The matron, Mama Aoife, opened the gate and gasped. Her hands shook as she lifted the baby, whose skin was cold and lips barely pink. She pressed the child to her chest, whispering, "You are not alone, not anymore." They named her Amma, born on Saturday, but to them, it meant hope. She was the youngest of 30 children in a crumbling house with broken windows and an empty pantry. There were no toys, no steady warmth, and no promises, only the quiet resilience of those who had been abandoned too soon, too often. Amma did not speak for a long time. She would stare at the world with wide, solemn eyes, as though trying to understand why it had given her so little. Her cries were soft, as if she didn't want to be a burden. But slowly, something changed. At 5, she began to hum, soft tunes she seemed to invent from her own heart. At 6, she drew pictures in the dirt, smiling faces, bright suns, and homes with strong roofs. She didn't speak many words, but her hands told stories. Her favorite drawing was always the same, a mother holding a baby close. But Amma's spirit never dimmed. She shared her bread. She gave her blanket to the sick. "Who made these?" she asked. Amma stepped forward quietly, her eyes holding back tears. The woman hugged her tightly and said, "Your pain has a voice, and it is beautiful." That woman became her mother. Years passed. Amma's story spread like wildfire. She became a renowned artist, not because she had the best tools, but because her art was raw with truth. She painted hunger, loneliness, courage, and hope. Her most famous painting? A crying baby wrapped in cloth, held in the arms of an old woman under the words, "You are not alone." Amma used her success to rebuild the orphanage. She opened centers across the country for forgotten children and taught them what no one had taught her. You are more than your pain. You were born with light, and sometimes, in the quiet of the night, she would sit by the orphanage gate and whisper to the wind, "Thank you for not giving up on me."